Hey, it's Pete from Abstract Ocean. Today we're installing XPel armor for the all-terrain rocker trim. So if you have the terrain armor kit from Tesla, then you'll know there's one piece of exposed plastic. Now I don't have that kit, so thanks to one of our customers, Walter, he sent us these pieces to get wrapped for the armor, and now we're able to offer that as a kit as well. So in the box, what we're looking at here is the set for the passenger side. So obviously you'll get something like this, but mirrored. And this, maybe you can see on one of the cameras, this is what it looks like once it's finished. So really good match for the coating that's on the rest of your terrain armor kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is take an adhesion promoter. So this leading edge, or this lower edge here, I suppose, we do wrap all the way to the edge, but there's only about 7 or 8 mil there, which isn't ideal for armor because it doesn't have that much flex around corners. So gonna just run some adhesion promoter across here first, and then we're going to let that dry, which takes basically, you need your prime optimum window for this stuff is between 15 and 30 minutes. So I'm going to let it rest for 15 minutes, and then we'll get on with the installation. I'm going to put a glove on. This stuff is pretty, it smells like gas, so gasoline, petrol, so don't really want it on my fingers. But I'm just going to run this down this edge, very simply. And all this does, obviously this doesn't damage the material at all. It just allows more tack for the adhesion on the back of the XPel armor. Okay, go get a cup of coffee. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Okay, so the adhesion promoter has flashed away now, so we're good to go about 15 minutes later. The one thing I did before the video, and I should have done on video, is clean the trim with isopropyl alcohol. That hopefully gets rid of any trim enhancers, any residue from the factory during manufacturing, because obviously this is all oil based. So just gives it gets it clean and makes sure that the adhesion of the armor stands its best chance. So I'm going to start, so again we're on the passenger side trim, and I'm going to start at this end, which is the front once it's on the truck. So that's this piece here. Now the bit you don't want to touch is this bit here, just because, you know, very limited adhesion area there, so just try and avoid touching the skinny bits. So I'm just going to peel it back but not touch the back of it, and then grab it a bit further down. There's a half split here to accommodate for the radius change on the trim, so just be careful when peeling back past that so it doesn't rip. And then the only thing you really need to watch out for is just letting it stick to itself. Try and avoid that. Everything else is no big deal. You can recover from it, but when it gets stuck to itself, that's pretty potent. So I'm going to try and capture all of this on camera. In fact, let me go and get my meta glasses real quick. Okay, I'll try and get a point of view as well. Obviously the process is going to be different if you're installing on the truck versus on the bench. Now if you do want to install it on the truck, there's a bolt at each end that you remove, and then there's just a series of clips. So there's one bolt at each end in each of the wheel wells, and then just these clips every 20 centimeters or so, 6-7 inches across the back here, so it just pulls away quite easily. But let's go ahead and get going on this piece. So the first thing we're going to do is line up here, this little cutout, like so. Stick to my fingers, better than the trim, there we go. And then just kind of grab this, and using my index finger, you know, it just went just inside the edge of the plastic trim, like so. I'm going to grab my squeegee, and we're just working this first area here, so until it gets to the little change in direction. Okay, and then we want to use the palm of your hand to rotate it over this edge. You will get air trapped here if you don't do a good job here, so really be quite thorough. You can go along this top edge with the squeegee just to make sure you've got it nailed down, but really just using the palm of your hand. If you have like a microfiber cloth, that's great as well. It just kind of warms the material slightly and really gets it nicely rotated over this this corner or edge. Okay, and I'm just going to bring that down. You can see you've got a real nice sharp edge there, looks really good. Happy with that. And then over here, we just want to kind of guide it around. Again, use the squeegee to get in there. Now because we have the adhesion promoter, this will bite pretty good. So I've got no concerns about this piece now. Let's just make sure we've got that nice tight edge along here as well. That's looking great. I guess while we're here, we're going to do this little piece here, which is this triangular piece here. And this just places on there, like so. And then sort of steer this piece around in the general direction it needs to go. Okay, first bit done. Okay, so this bit's the easy bit now. This is just a straight piece. So taking my left hand and just sort of putting some tension on it, not a lot, just enough. Tracking this back edge here to make sure we're up close to it. And same thing, I'm going to grab my squeegee, get this flat area properly adhered down. And then again, palm of your hand, cloth, something just to get this rotated over that corner really nicely. Using a cloth kind of helps because, you know, it does kind of burn the back of your hand a little bit after a while. So you can see there, maybe on hopefully one of the 3 cameras, there's a little bit of trapped hair there. So I'm going to peel this away, bring that back down. So that's all you have to watch for, because once that's in there, you're going to have to either peel it away, and obviously the longer you wait, the more tricky that becomes. So take care of it during the installation and you'll be good. So that's looking good. I'm going to come down here now, just and again, just rotating this bottom edge over. This is where the adhesion promoter is. I'm going to use my thumb for most of this. You just get a better feel for it, and you can really get that nice corner on there as well. And then we'll come back over it in a second with the squeegee, just as a double pass. Okay, good. Use my palm, just be a bit quicker over here. There's a lot of flex in this piece of plastic. Its strength is only there when it's actually on the truck. Okay, and then just run down it. Okay, so that's that first section done. Looking good. This split here is intentional, and that will line up with the doors once it's on the truck. So now we're going to go ahead and do the left side, which is the rear, because this is the passenger piece. Okay, so this piece is very similar to what we just did. Same rules apply. Okay, so when you're peeling this off, try not to touch this piece here too much. I'm just going to grab it by the edge, just to pull it back and get it going. Again, be careful of this split just here, because it will tear across there fairly easily if you're not careful. Okay, and then just get it somewhere nearby. So same thing, we're going to use this little sort of notch here as our very first alignment point, and get that snug up against the trim here, and then just pull this down like so. Just get rid of that fold, just in case it ends up sticking to itself. Okay, then grab a squeegee, get this flat area down, rotate this edge over, looking for a nice sharp corner there, which we have. Bring that down like that, and then this piece here just kind of runs across the trim there. And then I'm just going to do this last little bit. Again, just going to use my thumb for this bit to start off with, just so we can get this perfectly placed. And then get the squeegee as well. And once again, we're going to do this little section here, just peel it back, line it up, and then just steer this around. Oops. Okay, now it's just for this long piece, so I'm going to peel it back and then just kind of guide it along this back edge, using my finger to know when it's in the right spot. I think it's pretty good. Just feel along there one last time to double check. Make sure you're not trapping any air, so we're going to release that, and then we're just going to go along here with the squeegee. Okay, you can see there's a gap there. That's where the doors will align. This is intentional. Trying to get it to kind of butt up against each other perfectly is nigh on impossible, because it depends on how much you stretch the film and so on when you're installing it. So this is kind of an aesthetic gap. Same thing we do for all of our armor kits. Okay, I'm going to go across here, really help this over the edge. I'm applying quite a lot of pressure here, hopefully you can see that. Okay, take a look down there, make sure there's no air. And then last but not least, this edge again. This is the edge we treated with the adhesion promoter. And run down that with the squeegee as well. And there you have it. So hopefully you can see that looks really good. It's a great match for the finish that Tesla used for their metal sections of their terrain armor kit. And that finishes up really nicely. Thank you for watching.